かわいい発掘パック B だって。かわいくない？いけそうじゃない？結構。なんか動いたりするらしくて。こんな感じで、なんだこれイヤホンの耳の当てみたいなのがいっぱいついてる。なんかこう、電池を入れるところとかもあるんだけど。なんか簡単そうじゃない？意外と。まあ、ちょっとガロを作るのメインなので、もうちょっと待ってもらって、先に福袋開けていきましょう。なんかブチって言ったけど、気にしない。ガローン。よっこいしょ。まずね、今日のショート動画で出しました。こちらですね。スターバックスの福袋。1時間もかかそう。私もなんかそう思う。2時間1時間ぐらいじゃない？はい。ということで、スタバの福袋が、こんな感じ。これがコーヒー豆で、これが、チケット。チケットの方、ドリンクとかフードのチケット。コーヒー豆はね、ママにあげます。はい。ママがコーヒー豆大好きなので、コーヒー豆あげます。これもコーヒー豆。これもママ。でもちゃんともう引いてあるやつだね。で、これが、サコッシュ。サコッシュって、なんかちっちゃいバッグみたいな。それか、暇あるからこれ、なんかあれだ。めっちゃコーヒーの匂いする。コーヒーの匂い苦手。ちょっと今空気悪いからさ、コーヒー豆がちょっと頭に響く匂いをする。これがサコッシュ。はい。で、これが、マグカップ。1000個限定タンブラーください。私も欲しいよ。私だって欲しかったよ。限定タンブラー。で、これが可愛いマグカップです。なんか、キャンプとか、歯磨きとかに良さそうなマグカップ。なんかプラスチックだね。1000個。全国1000個限定タンブラーがあって、それが当たったらもうすごいよ、マジで。で、これが、なんだったっけ？カップポーチっていう、ちょっとわかんないよく。なんかコップ入れるポーチかな？カップポーチ。これで、なんか、ポーチの中にカップ入れて、スターバックス行った時に、その中からカップ出して、なんだろう、スタバって確かマイカップ持ってきたら安くなるんだかな、ちょっと。そういうのにいいんじゃない？なんかこのグッズ系はランダムらしい。でもツイッター見た感じ私と同じような構成の人もいた。で、これが、まあ、あれですね。最後ワンチャン、1000個限定タンブラーじゃないかな？ないかな？どうかな？なんか虎とかが書いてある。可愛いやつでした。なんか、その、限定のやつがあったらもう完全に限定みたいな感じで入ってるんかな。なんかツイッターで一人、入ってたって言ってた人が、ゴツゴツしたのが入ってたって言ってた人もいた気がするけど。そう、1000個限定のやつだとめっちゃレア。まあでもこれね、ゲットするだけでもレアなんだけどね。毎年スターバックスの、福袋の抽選はすごいっていうよね。だからまあこれがね、ゲットできただけでいいとしましょう。これバッグかわいいよね。普通に。バッグ普通に使えそう。はい。ということで一つ目の福袋でした。で、次二つ目。二つ目はね、ランダム要素とかない。もう何が入ってるか分かってるってやつだから、動画にしないんですけど。こちらです。じゃじゃーん。KFC の福袋。ケンタ福袋。当たったの嬉しい。何これ？なんかあるじゃん。ケンタおみくじだって。なんかケンタおみくじあった。これ、 なんかめくったらおみくじらしい。へえ、これちょっと後で。中に入ってるものはね、決まってて。まあなんか、これスペシャルチケット見せるだけだと、別にバレるわけではないか。まあなんか、チケットです。ご飯の。こんな感じで、なんかもらえるらしい。チケットと、これがメインです。じゃじゃんケンタッキーの、なんだっけこれ名前なんだっけ名前出てこない。ビスケットだ。
Hell, you even have Jack Frags chiming in saying it desperately needs a wake-up call. And when we look at the player numbers, I mean, look, I'm not going to lie and say that 118,000, 24-hour peak is bad. But when you compare it to an all-time peak, and granted these are just the Steam numbers, of 747,000 at the time of launch 3 months ago, it's a significant drop. Battlefield has lost over 80% of their player base. At launch, it was all sunshine and rainbows. And don't get me wrong, I still enjoy playing Battlefield 6. And every creator under the sun is weighing in with their opinions as to why this is happening, why Battlefield is losing players hand over fist. So in this video, I want to talk about what I think failed and why I don't think there is a reasonable way for Battlefield 6 to recover in a timely enough fashion to where they're not going to be bleeding even further. Before we get into it, make sure you guys subscribe to not only my second channel, More Big Fry, but my brand new tabletop channel called Untapped, where I dive into the good, the bad, and the downright greedy when it comes to the industry of tabletop, from Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and everything in between. My name is Big Fry, and it's time to start calling a spade a fucking spade. I want to stress before we get into it, Battlefield 6 is still a good game. There are a lot of things that this game corrected from the disaster that was 2042. I think Battlefield 6 did a lot of things right, and I think they did a lot of things wrong, especially in the post-launch. What we had was a major emphasis on smaller, more Call of Duty style ground war level maps. You had the Manhattan Bridge, you had the Empire State, and they were very small. Some of these maps didn't even have vehicles in it, which I thought was insanity. One of my main concerns is that the map design isn't that good. There are a lot of maps that we played that didn't really have great destruction. The maps were small. It felt more like Call of Duty, and that was one of the main issues that I took with the game at that time. I still thought the game was fun. I was still enjoying playing it, but I was noticing some inconsistencies in the design from a Battlefield player's perspective. And the thing is we can't point to one single thing that went wrong with Battlefield 6 post-launch, because they had the numbers, they had the hype, and they had everybody excited to play more. Here's what I think went wrong. I think Season 1 was a shitty season. We had 2 new maps drop, and both of them were complete and utter flops from a Battlefield perspective. Blackwell Fields was, in my opinion, a flat sniper's haven that didn't really do well enough to play with large-scale combat. The jets were very limited in terms of their airspace, and the map just didn't suit a combined arms game flow, much like a lot of the maps that we had at launch. Everybody was saying that the game is good, but we need to get to that Battlefield feel. We need those large maps. We need bigger fucking areas of play. We didn't get that with Blackwell Fields. Continuing on, we also didn't get that with Eastwood. And a matter of fact, Eastwood just felt like they took a segment of the Red Sec map and just cut it up, changed some things around a little bit, and that's that. The map was not that fun to play. And then the last thing that we got in Season 1 was a winter offensive mode that wasn't really that fun to play. It was only a couple of maps. I actually think it was only one map covered in snow. It was kind of a half-ass little like Christmas event, whatever, not a big deal. So season 1, I think, was an utter shit show. And what we realized after the launch on top of that is the grind to be able to level up these weapons, get the camos, get the attachments, get all of the stuff unlocked was all tied through challenges, which were, I'll be honest, not that fun to grind. It just felt like you had a clipboard with a bunch of tasks that you had to get done. It didn't feel good and it didn't feel accomplishing to unlock anything. It just kind of felt like they didn't even think about the challenge system and then tied all of the progression of you, your character, your gear behind said challenges, and it turned so many people off. So not only did we have a grindy fucking challenge system that, in my opinion, provided no benefit outside of just progression locking and time locking content, we had a terrible season 1 showing with both of the maps not being what we as Battlefield players wanted to be. And while all of that is going on, we also see the drop of RedSec, which, in my opinion, from somebody who has played almost every battle royale ever, RedSec is kind of dog shit. There's a lot of odd design choices. The map wasn't that interesting. Too many glitches and bugs to count, including really terrible audio that has yet to been fully fixed. They even had to push back the Elite Series, like $1 million tournament, because the recent update that they dropped for RedSec at the time completely broke the game. So they had a terrible season 1 showing. They have a mediocre to, I would say, downright bad battle royale. The free-to-play battle royale didn't do anything to boost the player numbers. In fact, I actually think it turned more people away, because then what they did was then tied challenges to having to play Gauntlet, RedSec, and all of these other modes where players didn't want to do that. If I'm not a Battlefield like RedSec player and I only play core multiplayer, why are challenges being tied to RedSec? Why are challenges being tied to a game mode that I don't want to play? And so that was a major problem that turned people off as well. While all of this is going on, and again, this is all by design, by EA, they did all of those things. All of that was within their control. The one thing that wasn't within the control of Battlefield Studios was the release of Arc Raiders, which, while all of that was going on, Arc Raiders came out and not only ate Battlefield's lunch, they took everybody else's lunch and just threw it in the garbage. They were already feasting. Arc Raiders took over the internet. It won Multiplayer Game of the Year, and in my opinion, with every frustration that everybody had about Battlefield, they're looking over and they're seeing a $40 game that everybody is playing and having a fucking blast on, and they jumped ship. I'm just going to be completely real. Arc Raiders took a chunk out of every single game, and Battlefield 6 at the time couldn't afford that chunk because they had nothing on the back end to bring people back. They not only didn't have anything to bring people back, they had nothing to hold people. The challenge system is fucking terrible. The maps that you're dropping are not true Battlefield maps. They're glorified ground war Call of Duty maps at best. And the bugs and the issues that the game had going through season 1 still are getting fixed, but some of them are still persistent, and it's a problem. But here's where it gets even more complicated, is everybody is now looking at season 2 as, well, they got to do better. We have to have bigger Battlefield maps. We have to have an overhauled challenge system. And I'm of the opinion that that's just not going to fucking happen. The maps that are coming in season 2, again, we don't know what's coming. I'm going to venture to say they're going to be more of the same. They're going to be more ground war Call of Duty sized maps, and they're not going to hit that feel that Battlefield, like core Battlefield fans, want to see. We're not going to see an overhaul to the challenge system. That's an undertaking that at this point in the game, I don't think we're going to see. They're probably already planning all of the new challenges for whatever like side game modes come out. All of that is already set in stone. They're probably already testing it. And once season 2 gets announced, all of that stuff I don't think is fluid. I think it's going to be pretty static. Nothing's really changing at this point. Most likely, we're going to hear about season 2 within the next couple of weeks. And when we do, I'm going to venture to say it's pretty much going to be more of the same, which leads me to believe that season 3 is actually going to be the most important season, because from right now recording this video to season 3 launch, which is going to be in at least a couple of months, things can change and shift around, and they have enough time to actually make that happen. The problem is if we get more of the same in season 2, those player numbers are going to dwindle even further. And that's just the shitty thing about the situation that we're in right now with Battlefield. I'm not going to sit here and say it's completely doom and gloom. Again, I play Battlefield pretty casually at this point. In between, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 right now, I'm playing Ark Raiders, and I'm playing other small little indie games while also covering a bunch of different stuff. Battlefield is a very casual experience for me at this point. I might play once, maybe twice a week. I might play for a few hours, and I'm happy with playing Battlefield in that capacity. It is no longer something that I want to grind. I grinded the shit out of those challenges at the beginning, and it just led nowhere, in my opinion. The grind to get the weapons and the attachments and all that, it was so long, but also it didn't feel rewarding. So I just kind of fell out of it. Ark Raiders came out, and I never really looked back outside of this casual play. And I'm personally okay with it. That's why I think Battlefield 6 is bleeding players. Not that it's necessarily a bad or a poor title. It's nowhere close to the likes of 2042, but I think it has to do more to actually bring in that Battlefield crowd. And if I can be honest too, and maybe this is a reality that maybe I don't want to face, or that the player base doesn't want to face, maybe the reality is that core multiplayer isn't as engaging as it was 10, 15 years ago. I think for a lot of players, they need more. And I think the gameplay loop, while fun in short bursts like I am having now, is not something that you can hang your hat on and play long term without getting burnt out a lot faster than you would in other games.
Okay.
Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles 2.
It's time we had some fun.
Oh dear. I suppose I'll help.
Fine. Fight! I can take care of it. Stop right there, Steve.
Here I go.
That's enough.
Touching this.
That's to you. I'm ready when you are. I'll take your plate. That's enough. I'll leave the rest to you. We'll be fine. Just stay calm. Yes. I can take care of this. Stop right there. Yes. Let's go. Oh. You're not getting and for it. Mist breathing. Sixth form. Lunar dispersing mist.
Have a winner! Round 2! Fight! Watch out! Don't let me...
Then you're in that.
Still haven't checked.
Doesn't help deal with you. We're in for a meeting, piece of shit. Wind breathing! Foot form! Rising dust storm! You've got some nerve, I'll give you that. We have a winner! That's enough! You're way too weak. What a waste of my time.